Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how I went from this to this. In this body transformation, I started at 94 kilograms, not super lean, defined or muscular, and I ended up at 94 kilograms, very lean, very muscular, and a lot more defined. Which means I probably gained a significant amount of muscle while dropping body fat. And I did all this only doing calisthenics exercise. I've been lifting weights and training people for body transformations for over 15 years, but I never really respected or thought much of calisthenics training. I thought it was probably going to be too easy, and I thought it wasn't optimal to grow muscle. I started this journey after finishing training for a jiu-jitsu competition. I was training jiu-jitsu about 5 times a week between 1 and 2 hours, which is quite a lot of cardio. I was lifting weights probably about twice a week as well. After I finished my competition, I wanted something to challenge myself, so I thought I would do a body transformation. But 5 days after starting, the UK government announced that we're going into a lockdown because this was back in 2020. I was a gym manager at the time, and I probably could have taken some equipment home to carry on training. But I wanted to find a way that other people could replicate during the lockdown because I wanted to inspire my clients and the people that follow me on social media. So I did some research into learning calisthenics. I tried one session and I realized how hard it actually is, how weak I actually am, and I was extremely humbled. After a few months, I could see my body really changing and responding really well to this new type of training. So I thought I'm gonna push for 5 months and try and get some professional fitness photo shoot pictures. So here are my results, and if you keep watching this video, I'm going to explain exactly how I did it. First of all, I needed some equipment. The great thing about calisthenics is it can be done in a lot of places, and normally there are local parks around that have the pull-up bars and dip bars that you need. I also bought some gymnastic rings and some bands. Now, before I tell you my training routine, I want to talk to you a little bit about diet. So if you're trying to lose body fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit. This basically just means more calories need to go out than the calories that come in. I calculated my calories using the formula below, and then I removed 300 calories. This made sure that I was in a small deficit, but it wasn't too big so that I could actually carry on training really hard. For optimal muscle growth, you're going to need about 2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight. But once I'd worked out how many calories I needed and how much protein I needed, I divided it into 4 meals. So I basically started off with 4 packs of rice a day with my serving of protein and a little bit of salad or vegetables. And as fat loss started to stall, I would just remove 1 pack of rice. So I went from 4 packs of rice a day to 3 packs of rice to 2 packs of rice to 1 pack of rice in the last week. You don't necessarily need to eat a lot of rice and chicken like I did. I just enjoy it because I've been eating like this for so many years. But the only thing you really need to focus on is just making sure that you're in a calorie deficit and you're getting enough protein. I didn't do cheat meals throughout this process either, because sometimes cheat meals are a slippery slope to binge eating. I'd rather just be consistent, and if I find that I'm actually craving a cheat meal, normally I just need more calories or my diet's too restrictive. Instead, what I would do is the days that I started to feel hungry, tired, run down, and my gym performance was going down, I would eat more calories, especially from carbohydrates. So I would add another couple packs of rice into my diet. This would normally re-energize me, make me feel good again, and my training performance would go back up. So in terms of training, I would alternate between an upper body day focusing on rows, push-ups, pull-ups, and then a lower day composing of some kind of lunges, squats, and hill sprints. With the hill sprints, I started about 8 repetitions, sprinting up the hill, then walking back down, and then each week added 1 or 2 repetitions on until I achieved about 20 hill sprints in one go. During the lockdown, I was also teaching the abs class 3 times a week. So that meant for 30 minutes, 3 times a week, I was getting my ab work done. I also went for a long walk each day. I would aim for about 20,000 steps a day. During the lockdown, there wasn't much to do, so it was very easy for me to achieve. So to build muscle with calisthenics, there's a few things that you're going to need to do. The first is have some form of progressive overload. This basically means that your workouts need to get harder as you get stronger. Otherwise, you're going to stop responding to the training. 2 main ways you can make exercise harder is 1, by increasing the exercise difficulty. For example, going up from pull-ups with a band to pull-ups with your body weight, to maybe pausing in the hardest position, and then maybe adding a weight on top. The other way to make it harder is to do more total number of reps. So for example, if you did 3 sets of 10 last time, maybe next session you aim for 3 sets of 12, giving you 36 reps as opposed to 30. Each session, I would write down what I did and try and make a small improvement, even if it was 1 rep on an exercise. Second thing you need is to mainly train in a 5 to 10 rep range. If you're doing below 5 reps, it probably isn't the best hypertrophy and it's probably a bit too hard for you. If you can do a couple sets, 10 or more reps, the exercise is probably starting to get too easy. You need to switch it out for a harder exercise or add some weight onto that exercise. Third thing is you need to train pretty close to failure. This doesn't mean you need to train all the way to failure. Like I personally would hold maybe 2 reps back away from failure and it would allow me to do more sets. But you need to be pretty close. So for example, you could do 3 sets of 10 going all out on your pull-ups, or you could do 4 sets of 8. I personally chose to stay back a little bit so that I could accumulate more volume. So for example, maybe week 1, I would do 20 pull-ups in total. Next week, I would do 25 pull-ups. And next week, I would do 30 pull-ups. You need to do enough volume on your muscle groups. I would personally do 6 to 12 sets of pushing movements and 6 to 12 sets of pulling movements. If I was training closer to failure, it would be more like 6 sets. If I was training a bit further away from failure, it would be more like 12 sets. Lastly, at the end of your workouts, you can throw in some pump work. This is just high repetitions with a low rest. So for example, doing 5 sets of 20 reps of push-ups on your knees with a 30-second rest. This is really going to give you a burn and you're going to find your muscles are going to pump up with blood. It feels great. I don't know how much muscle it's actually building, but it's nice to leave your workouts feeling really pumped up, looking quite big, and you can take some great pictures. That's it. That's all I did to achieve these results. If you have any questions, just leave them down below in the comments, or you can send me a DM to my Instagram, which is @StenningFitness. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. And if you liked it, please just leave me a like. Thank you very much.